So I want to take a couple more things into account before I actually start animating. And I'm going to focus on my environment just for a moment, and I'm going to introduce a light. And this time around, I'm going to introduce a spotlight. And what I can do is I'll take the spotlight and just kind of move it up in space. And I'll rotate it around and point down towards the ground. And this is going to act as my key light. Now, spotlights, it tends to be a little bit easier for me when dealing with spotlights to work in the split view here, so we can look at it from a couple of different directions. Okay, but you can also easily just kind of noodle this thing around according to whatever viewport you're accustomed to working in at this point. I'm just trying to get the orientation of the light here, and really then back to my perspective viewport. So the spotlight works just like a flashlight. So it has a single direction. It is more efficient than an omni light or a point light or simply a light, because this kind of light actually casts light in 6 different directions, up and down along the X, Y, and Z axis. So I'll use that as a fill light here in a bit, but I really want to focus on my spotlight for a moment. So I'll rename it key light, just in case I forget. I'll use these little control bars here to kind of broaden the light cone and extend it. Give that a quick render and see what we're looking at. And well, for now that looks okay. Maybe I'll recompose the light just a little bit. There we go. Kind of like that. It's a real dramatic light. I'll add a fill light here so it's not so crazy looking, but let me turn on shadows, and I'll do soft shadows here just so I have... So once I start animating, the shadow will play a role in the animation. So I have a simple light setup. I've got a key light. I'll make a simple fill light. We'll take this new light and make it much less intense. I'll add some colors to it later. I just want some lights in the scene just so I don't have a really, standard default boring light setup. Let me see what we got here. There we go. I'm happy with that. Just 2 simple lights, a fill and a spot. I can still see the shadow. I'll even take this cube and I'll name that floor. So I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup. I'm staging the environment, naming things appropriately. Maybe I'll just move this cube over just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so this is going to be the stage with which I'm going to walk on. There might come a time when I actually make the floor much bigger, but this will be the environment for now. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'll go back through and I'll make one last test on my rig before I start to animate, and then we'll get to the task of animating. So we'll do that in the next presentation.